Let me ask you
Not
something.
unless you do it in a soft voice.
Why do these con man preachers like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they can holler all they want? You explain that one to me. You explain to me why in Ferguson they never mentioned about the buildings that got burnt down. You explain to me the reason why they never was concerned about that old man that got knocked down. You explain that to me.
I also think, if you'll let me answer, I also think that it was the cops that set off the fire in the first police car there. Nobody came to put the fires out. See, I watched the whole thing. And so I think they at least
no one came to put the fire out because it's going to burn itself out, and why put firefighters in there?
There's truth in that, but I still would like to see how the fire started.
I'm the opposite of him. I don't believe everything's a conspiracy. I don't believe everybody's doing everything on purpose. I think people act on what's happening now, and they react, and they just go forward, and things just seem to come out that way.
Yeah.
It may be what they were hoping would turn out, but I don't think human people are smart enough to be able to orchestrate things like that.
Well, let me ask you something. If you just went on what you believed, right? What's your name again, please, of Channel 13? Jay what?
Jay. Well, this is a conversation, Jay Granberg,
okay,
private citizen, because I can't speak on...
Okay, Jay. All right, number one, if you had everything in your mind, what's their need for news? You got everything in your mind. All you got to do is sit down and just record it. Just sit down and write it. Here's the facts are. Number one, what's called a conspiracy. Why do we have an army? Why do we have SWAT teams?
Why do we have an army?
Why do we have
other countries?
Why do we have cops with MRAPs? Okay, why do we have Homeland Security with 200 million rounds of ammunition?
Why are you not allowing me to answer each question?
Go ahead.
See, I've already lost the first 5 questions because you asked all the questions all at once to confuse the issue.
Tell me how I'm confused it.
I have no idea what any of the questions were. I remember something about a arm something. Instead of going like, why do you believe the police are so forceful? Answer. Why do you believe this?
Okay, I'll ask you one question. Why do you think cops protect dirty cops?
Because they work with them every day, and they're friends with them, and they're brothers, and it's human nature.
It's called fraternization. Okay? When you have it,
yeah, you're right.
When you call
again human nature.
It's not human nature. Here, the facts are what you do if it's human nature. Human nature is number one. You have it 1,000 miles away that somebody can call the cops, where nobody happens to be going to the same bar and the same adult nightclubs and everything like that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Did you know?
Wait. We're not talking about that. We're talking about why police protect their fellow policemen. I'm not talking about a policeman protecting a guy in Cleveland. I'm talking about in Panama City Police Department over there, where the guy's getting his uniform next to the guy at his locker, and they've been working side by side together for 20 years. And someone's suspecting him of doing something wrong.
Right.
And he feels in his heart that, I've known this guy for 20 years. I was there. I don't believe he did anything wrong. I'm going to stand behind him. You don't believe that is what people do.
It's more pressure of if they rat on a good cop. No, it's a fact. If they rat on a,
no facts.
If they rat on a cop, there can be a slowdown when they need him in an emergency. I've done all kinds of law research. Okay, I've done all kinds of police manual research. When you say I don't have credibility, can you name me, my friend Jay, one person you ever met? I'll tell you the felonies of the cops. Okay, 895 of the Florida statutes, United States Code, Title 18, 241, 242. You ever hear these super loud car stereos going up and down the road? These boom cars in traffic. You hear them coming into your home? Now let me tell you how many felonies these boom cars are. When they break into your home, that's 1802 of the Florida statutes. That's a 15-year prison sentence. When they put ambulance and fire department people in danger, that's a 80610 of the Florida statutes, okay? When they break into your home, that's the 876 of the Florida statutes. That's called American Terrorist Act, okay? 874 is criminal gang signaling instrumentalities.
Why would someone with a loud stereo break into my house?
The concussion of their speaker. I'm sorry. The concussion of their speakers.
They're exercising their freedom.
Oh yeah. Oh really? Tell them goddamn punk motherfuckers. Tell them, write down on a waiver that for the rest of your life, the quiet people will keep you in hell. You think they'll sign it?
What does that got to do with the law?
Okay, the law number one,
Don't mix
3015.
religion and law.
We won't. 3015 of the Florida statutes, the duty of the cops to arrest every one of these punks that are going up and down the road.
No, actually.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes. Are you familiar with the Florida Constitution?
Really? Florida Constitution.
Okay.
Do we have one?
Yes. Article 2, Section 7 of the Florida Constitution says unnecessary noise will not be tolerated.
Okay. What is your
All
definition?
public servants.
What is your definition of unnecessary noise?
Unnecessary noise is something that it far exceeds the hearing convenience of.
Okay, define that.
I'll tell you exactly. Okay.
I think a loud boombox right here that you can't hear each other talk is cool. I like that.
Okay, then will you give me permission?
Am I right?
Let me ask you something. Will you give me your address? Will you give me permission to come by your place and bang, make noise all I want? Will you give me permission?
No, because it's private.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Private property? Private property?
You can be on
but it's okay for them boom cars to violate people on their private property, of where they busting into their homes? You think that's okay? No.
Yes, it is.
Is a home private property or public property?
Where he is doing it is public property.
And then what he's doing is he is assaulting people that are trying to sleep.
But the thing is,
these
the people over there trying to talk.
No.
You're talking so loud that you're interrupting.
You know what? Yeah, but you got these con man preachers that
you're talking loud.
They can holler all they want. They can holler all they want, and they have nothing to say because basically all they're doing.
Your volume.
Yeah, I'm desperate.
Disrupted this group here.
I'm desperate. I'm desperate for.
But you're breaking the law.
Eric Garner. Tell me how I am. Tell me how. Tell me how.
Based on your volume.
Oh no! Wait, let me ask you something.
See,
am I violating? Let me ask you something. I like your debating, Jay. I like your debating.
You're doing exactly
Number one, let me ask you something. Right now, with our conversation, okay, am I affecting thousands of homes?
There's no homes around here, so.
Oh, but them punks go up and down the road.
We're not talking about those.
We're talking about them. We're talking about
you right now.
Okay, now do I got credibility if I can take you to a police manual? Every law that I have named, okay, all right? Do I have credibility if every one that I name is exactly in that police manual?
Why do we keep going?
No, we ain't going away no issue. So in other words, you don't mind these boom cars violating people's right to live in peace. You used to have one. Oh, so in other words, you didn't care about have compassion for other people trying to live in peace?
No, I tried to control. It's like if I was at a funeral, going to a funeral going by, or if I'm going by a funeral, I'd turn it down. If I am in a residential, I'll turn it down. But if I am out in a area like this and it's turned up loud, I have a right to do that.
Okay, first of all, number one, then I guess you're familiar with low frequency sound, right?
Low frequency, yes.
Okay, you're familiar that low frequency sound goes through buildings like it's not even there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now.
It used to drive my mom crazy.
Then why would you do that?
I have a right to do it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I have a right
no, you don't.
I have a freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
See, first of all, number one, Jay, my friend, freedom of speech is not something to where it would offend somebody's right to be able to live in peace. What is more, man, let me ask something, Jay, my friend. What is more sacred than your home? What should be protected more than your home?
I don't know, you tell me.
Huh?
You tell me.
Okay, have you ever heard something called the Castle Syndrome? The Castle Doctrine, pardon me.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the Castle Doctrine?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, that right there is basically, it comes from the King of England, the Magna Carta. Okay, and it basically states, no matter, in other words, if your tent is all it is, if you just got a tent, and the walls, the wind is shaking the walls and the roof, you will still be protected.
Yeah. But the thing is that if the people that I was playing my music around had a house thick enough to protect them from my noise, why is it my fault that they can't afford thicker walls?
Oh, so in other words, what you should do is you should put the burden on the people that are trying to live in peace.
They're putting the burden on me.
Tell me how.
Because they're saying because I can't afford really thick walls, you're gonna have to turn your stereo down.
So in other words, you should put an extra burden on somebody to where all you would have to do is keep it down and not inflict pain and suffering on other people.
Ultimately, it comes down to this: is that in most arguments, both parties are right and both parties are wrong.
No, I'm right, because I got the laws backing me. Now you say I ain't got credibility. Can I ask you something, Jay? Okay, interpretation is for the sleazy lawyers.
That's what judges do too.
But see, here's the thing, my friend, okay? There's something called a waiver. Okay? Richard Catalino is a piece of shit motherfucker down in Tampa. boom car punk motherfucker, okay, my friend, okay, that had this so-called bullshit law turned over called 316-3045 of the Florida statutes. You know that judge can go to jail for the rest of his life for aiding and abetting American terrorists? Did you know that?
Then you should bring that up to the...
I've called the governor and tried to have him arrested, okay? But I see, when you know everybody, corruption's so thick and everything like that, nothing gets done. Now, you'd think that the paper that I gave them people over there, you'd have thought that every one of them say, give me one, give me one, give me one, give me one. Why not? I got the key that can stop air garners from having their throats choked out. I got it to where a cop can't go down the road and see a welfare queen and decide he wants to get a little piece of action on that, okay? Why don't you, on your smartphone, why don't you download it right now? Download it right now, my friend.
I have to go. I have another story.
Okay, Jay, how long, you know Lachey Hardy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's he doing now?
He's working for some consortium up in Tripoli somewhere.
Oh, okay, okay. I remember him from Channel 13. But what I don't understand is, I'm the only one that created this flyer. Nobody else created an original writing. You'd think that the news would be all over it like stink on shit. Now, credibility. Credibility. Now, thank you, my friend, thank you. Credibility, okay? You talk about credit. See, number one, if I can name, can you name anybody else that has named all the laws that I can name, okay? Wouldn't that give me more credibility? How about...
Yeah, now you have a little bit more credibility.
Okay,
when I first
okay.
met you, I thought you were a nut.
I am a nut. I'm crazy for justice.
See, actually, you're not a nut. You know why you're not a nut? Because you just said you're a nut.
Huh? I don't care.
The true nuts are the ones that don't know they're nuts.
I don't care. I look at it this way. If I can stop another Eric Garner from getting choked out where that cop lied, he didn't have a heavy coat on. Had a bare skin.
This is the one in Staten Island?
Yes, my friend, yeah.
Yeah, I believe
yeah.
that was...
Yeah.
That was completely...
It was grand juries are designed for cover-ups, and that's of dirty cops.
So you're basically saying is that the 12 people that were randomly chosen came into the room and said, "Hey, let's fuck the American 20. Let's screw the American people." And just
that's right. It's secret. And you don't know their names. You don't know their names.
Yeah, you know why? So people like you won't go and pester them. Yeah.
Pester them?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. If I can stop somebody else from dying, wouldn't that be worth it to pester them? Wouldn't that be worth it? Tell me why.
Because they have a right to their piece of what you're just talking about.
Their piece? Okay, first of all, if I didn't hear these goddamn boom car punk American enemy motherfuckers, I wouldn't be outraged in the first place. Okay? So it always...
You're contradicting yourself.
No, it always goes on...
It's okay to violate someone's personal space here, but it's not here.
No, first of all, number one, this is a public place. I don't see any houses around here where people are trying to sleep.
No, I'm talking about you don't like boom boxes because it interferes with people's peace of mind.
That's right.
But you want to find out
and the laws.
Let me finish. You want to find out who those juries are so you can confront them and say, why did you vote that way?
Because, hey, it's just like with voting. Let me ask you something. Do you get a receipt when you vote?
My receipt's
Do you get a receipt? No.
I know.
You have no proof. They've already decided. The worst dictatorship, my friend Jay, is the one where you're told you're free and then you find out individually you're not. I wish to hell they told me from birth, you ain't got no rights.
I know that we were out here protesting and no one came up and arrested anybody.
I find it awfully interesting that you would have thought that every one of them people would have taken my flyer.
But the thing is that they executed their constitutional right, the freedom of, they executed their freedom of assembly today.
So let me ask you something, Jay, my friend.
So they did have rights today.
Who has more rights? The people that are trying to, the peacemakers or the noisemakers?
They have both. The balance. The question is that how is one affecting the other?
You think them punks, you think them sorry punks will give me permission? Will you give me your address and let me come by and make all the noise I want? From the street.
I would, but I'm sure that my
give me your address.
I would have no problem.
And then I'll put it on YouTube there, and we'll have everybody coming by your place. Hey, sign the waiver.
Okay.
Sign the waiver. What's your name? What's your address right now?
I'm not going to do this. I am not.
You're scared.
No, because
you're scared. You see these boom car punk motherfuckers. When they go to sleep at night, they make sure that their stereo's turned off. That's how the gangs are being perpetrated. Are you familiar with something called community-oriented police services grants?
No.
Okay. What it specifically states there, community-oriented police services grants is Michael S. Scott, and it specifically states